One. Piss pit. We start at the same every episode.
You
just
always
me
just
going,
go
piss
piss
pit. This is our first episode with a live studio audience. Cheer for us, live studio audience. It's Nikki back there. Nicki Minaj. And the reason she's not guest starring is because we got...
Briar.
Woo! Oh, no. Yeah. Yeah. Alrighty.
It's like hyperpop drums.
Fuck yeah.
How are we starting this episode? How's everyone's week been? Any crazy stories?
So,
Everybody looked at me.
because you're like making
Yeah,
like
you're
a
making
funny,
a face.
like you want to like say something.
Nothing crazy.
I guess I'll start it right off the bat.
Start off the bat with our favorite segment.
No, I'm not doing that.
No?
segment, no.
No.
I got a different story to start with. It's a work
Oh.
story.
Oh.
Oh,
So,
I'm waiting to hear this.
I
one.
teased this one to Solomon. Some other people have heard it. So,
You've been teasing it.
I've
Yeah.
been teasing it.
Wow.
So, I'm working in Bellevue at the Bell Garden Square, whatever. It's just a little strip mall, not downtown.
Oh.
And
Not
we're
fancy.
they're putting like a rock climbing little spot there in the mall. So it's like on the
it.
it's on the
Fuck.
opposite side of the strip mall, so it's like strip mall parking lot, and then you've got it's like the iFly at South Center. Like
Okay.
it's how it's kind of separated,
Okay.
but it's in that parking lot.
Yeah.
So like you've got fenced off construction zone and then public parking right next to it. And I left the construction zone to grab some stuff from the truck.
No, I just remembered this story.
Yeah.
I was like,
So-
I don't think I've heard this before, but I have.
I hear someone yell, and I turn like over my shoulder, and there's this man waving me down in his car. I'm like, oh god, and he waves me down, and I walk over there, and he rolls down all the windows, and it's this whole Indian family. And
The fact that he rolled down every window.
yeah,
Yeah.
Like he
whole
wanted
family,
you to see the
like,
whole thing.
mom, dad, kids, this guy, and he's like, oh, I'm not even gonna try to do the accent. That's fucking racist. He's like, excuse me,
I'll do it.
Go right ahead.
Excuse me.
He's like,
Can you mute him?
I'm from Dubai. We just moved to Canada, and we're going on a road trip to California. I don't have any American money on me though, and I need cash to pay for gas in a hotel room tonight. Anything would help. Could you help me out, man? And I'm like, you know what? I got some cash in my wallet. Let me help you out. So I leave because my wallet's in the other truck on the other side of the parking lot. I grab it. Well, I just grab a 20 because I'm like, this dude's a scammer.
Yeah.
It's this Indian man. Sorry, not to be racist, but this
Oh,
dude's
but
a
if
scammer.
he was a Caucasian.
It's a fact.
Yeah, and so I grab a 20, and I have the rest of my cash like in hand,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, I got $20 for you, man. Here you go. And he's like, anything more? Like, please, that's not gonna be enough for gas to California. And I gave him another 20. I gave him 40. So it wasn't very smart of me. Let's be real. But I fall for scams. Let's just say that.
Oh yeah, no,
I
that
do
is-
too.
We know
I do
that.
too.
We know.
Yeah.
We already know that. That's a take back to episode 2.
Yeah.
Everett girl.
Yeah. So he's like,
Red flag
he's
should have been
like,
Everett.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it so much. God bless. And he grabs my hand, and I thought he was going for like a dap up,
Yeah.
but he grabs my hand and puts it to his forehead and says a prayer in his native language. And he says, God bless, and takes the 2 rings off of his hand and his gold chain off
No,
of his neck
no.
and gives it to me.
I didn't even know you had those on
No
you, dude.
Puts
That's
it
crazy.
into my hand.
Wait, let me see one ring.
And he says, God bless, and drives away.
Let me see.
I want to change.
And I'm just like, what the fuck just happened? Like, he's like, 18 karat.
Dude,
like,
it is.
I'm
It
like,
is.
What
the fuck?
just happened? And I get home from work. I'm like, these are fucking, they're either fake, cursed, or like from a murder scene or some shit. But I get home from
Your
work,
fingerprints are all over him now.
and I try I
It
do
might be
all
stuck.
I do all the at home like gold tests. Like you drop it in water, if it immediately sinks, then it's likely that it's gold. They immediately
This is
sink.
heavy.
It has
Yeah.
it has no magnetic pull. I test a magnet, and gold is not magnetic. I'm like, dude, this could be fucking real. I try the white wine vinegar test. It doesn't change color in the vinegar. I'm like, what is happening? Like, there's no way. I'd even do the sweat test where you rub it on your hand and see if there's any
I'm a
residue.
whole different person with
There's no
this on.
residue on my hand. I'm like, dude, there's no way this is real. I gave this dude like $40.
This fit on his finger.
Yeah.
This is a big ring.
Yeah.
It's all big
Yeah, they were-
sausage
They-
fingers.
They fit
As it
on my
gets
fingers,
stuck on
actually,
Solomon's
too.
finger.
Someone's like, I can't take it off.
So I'm just like, there's no way. And like, I'm like, even despite it passing all these tests, there's no way. And like, you can even just like smell these rings. Gold is odorless. They smell like
Well,
zinc. They smell like a quarter.
It's probably
But-
most likely just
It's because it's 18
plated.
karat. Yeah. So I was like, I gotta know for sure. So this is actually comes back to today. I took him into a pawn shop.
Oh, you did take him into a pawn
I took
shop
him into
today.
a pawn shop today, and I tell the guy that I set him on the table, and I tell the guy the story, and he's like, "They're fake." He didn't even do any tests. He's
Yeah.
like, he looked at them, and he's like, "They're fake."
Yeah.
And he pulled out like fucking. He's like, "Look at this," and he pulls out a tub of like rings that look exactly
Yeah.
like this, and I'm like, I'm like, well, whatever, like. I didn't expect them to be real, but he's like, they are gold plated. They're not worth anything.
Yeah.
They're like steel or brass or something underneath, but they are 18 karat gold plated. So that's my crazy work story.
just the fucking gesture of it though is insane.
Yeah.
He pulled the scam off the wrong way, though. He was supposed to be like, "Hey, if you give me cash, I'll give you this gold
Yeah.
jewelry." Also, this is stuck on my finger.
You just
He's
need
got
like
the
baby
pimp
oil
ring-
or something.
Pimp ring stuck on his finger.
Oh,
Oh, there it goes. Briar popped it off. But yeah, so that's
I was like twisting and yanking and perfect. Okay.
because
Well,
I
your
was
finger
like,
was already sweaty, so
I was 10 minutes away from the Bellevue Rare Coins. Like, if you really needed cash, you could have drove 10 minutes and pawned it off at the Bellevue Rare Coins.
Yeah.
But that being said, if it was real, I weighed it all. If this was solid gold, it is $3,600 worth of gold.
how much did it weigh?
71 grams.
Yeah.
It was like 21, 22, and 31.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Dang.
Yeah. So, could have been a huge dub.
Mm-hmm.
I just got scammed.
I hope that he dies.
Honestly, I mean, being scammed over $40 for something that is at least the
At least
very
it's not
minimum.
$3,000.
At,
Yeah.
You know that story, Solomon.
do.
Oh, yikes.
at least it being like a semi-believable story and like only $40, like that's not bad.
Well, it made a cool story. Now I've got a
Oh,
cool podcast
oh, yeah,
story.
definitely.
That is
Yeah.
an
And-
awesome story.
But what sucks is it would have been really cool if it was real, because like I said previously, it was $3,600. I just had to take my car into the shop, which costed me $3,200. So it literally would have paid off my car. So whatever. I wasn't expecting it to be real. It just would have
Yeah.
been a nice surprise.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my crazy work story. Trevor's still wearing the fucking shade.
Let's go.
I want to turn next.
No,
no, I do.
it's not real.
But
I
yeah,
have
it's like-
fake jewelry on. I don't know if I can take it off.
yeah.
Oh.
Hold up.
Yeah, there's a clip on it. You don't have to pull it off over your head.
I'm trying to find it.
But that being said, for this week, I'm
Found
hoping that someone else can take over WOTW. I don't have a story. I got fucking played. I'm lonely again.
What?
Yeah, I got played, so I don't got a story. So if anyone's got a good woman of the week, they can take my segment over for this week.
Who's got a good woman of the week story?
Anyone,
Nope.
anything at all? No.
Come on,
don't.
Solomon. Any new
I have
femboys?
I have a story. Shut the
Shut
fuck
up.
I have.
I got your back.
Oh, that was,
Oh,
a,
that
lot
was
louder.
horrible.
That
Wow.
was a lot louder than I was expecting. My bad. I have a story that involves a woman.
That counts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
were doing our final inspections yesterday, and the person that was doing our final inspection came in and was like digging around, making sure that we did everything right. And this guy goes in and goes, "Hey, is she in here?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" And he goes, "I can smell her. Where is she?"
Whoa.
Fuck.
She's in
And it was like super. He was 100% right, and that's like the weirdest part because she has, I don't know what she puts on for like perfume or whatever, but she must shower in it because it is so fucking strong. And when you're up
It's like
there,
Axe body spray.
no, yeah, seriously, it's like someone axe bombed her. Like it's kind of funny because he just goes up and goes, "Hey, where is she? I can smell her." What the fuck?
Nikki, when there's something funny, you're supposed to laugh. That's what you do as the live studio
You're a
audience.
really shitty.
Yeah, you're a
liar.
horrible live studio audience.
Don't
I give
even
you a
look at
Red
her.
Bull and everything.
Don't even look at her. She doesn't deserve
I
it.
didn't know if I should be quiet.
You're a
You're
live
supposed-
studio
you're-
audience.
You're supposed to
I don't know
laugh
how
and
to-
clap.
How
You
the
know,
fuck do you put jewelry? Oh,
there's a little clip
no,
on there.
I got it.
You got it.
Yeah.
We're just passing around the fake chain.
Yeah.
I lost a battery.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I can touch on it a little bit. It's kind of a sad segment because I've talked about it for the past 3 weeks.
It was only 3 weeks.
It wasn't like super long.
Yeah.
But I finally was ending my player ways. There wasn't a new woman every week, and I mean, it was for the best. She wasn't ready for like how serious we were getting.
Mm-hmm.
Neither am I realistically. I want to believe that I am, but honestly, it's still only been 4 months since me and my ex broke up. So, it's
Same.
it's the game. We're back in
Only.
it though. Re-downloading Tinder.
Yeah, same.
On there swiping. Just meet some cool new people.
Cool new people.
Yeah.
Living life to the fullest.
That's fair. At this point, with my work schedule, I've given up for the time being.
That's fair.
I've
Your
completely
schedule is a
put it on
little
hold.
tough now. Hence why we're recording on Saturdays now. Piss Pit on Saturdays now, guys. Every Saturday.
Every Saturday.
Unless I have to work on Saturdays, and then it might be pushed back a little bit later. But
76 episodes this year.
76.
Is it that right? 86? What?
52.
No, 50, I said 51 minimum.
Oh.
51 minimum.
Probably gonna miss
I,
one.
I don't know how many weeks there are in the year. This year's a leap year, right?
This year is a leap
Oh, there's
year.
366 days.
Yeah.
Yes.
Fuck! I made a
What?
joke yesterday about there being, what was it, 364 more days until whatever day it was the day before. And he's like, "Oh yeah, you're right," and laughed, and I was fucking wrong.
The only reason I knew it was a leap year is because I saw a meme that said, "Your Honor, in my defense, he was born on a leap year, so he's technically only 8 years old."
See, how I figured out is I don't know why I do this, but every year I check to see if it's a leap year. I don't know why.
Trevor gets excited.
Fuck yeah! February 29th!
I have
Oh,
a
you found
coworker.
What is that?
It's a Lego, like a
Lightsaber?
Lego torch handle.
I have a coworker that was born on the 28th of a leap year. He was 3 hours from being a leap year baby.
Wow.
He was I
Lucky man.
I would love to be a leap. Wouldn't that be kind of cool?
It would.
I know someone who had, my mom knows someone who had triplets, and they were born on February 29th. It's like being triplets and being born.
That's
on
crazy.
leap day?
Yeah. The chances,
It
the
doesn't
odds
matter.
are
That's
crazy.
insane. So
We're all
technically,
gonna
they're only like.
Die on this rock.
So this will be
got a
their
point.
second birthday.
Well, in other news, did you guys hear? I think it was 2, maybe 3 days ago. There's another school shooting in America.
Woo!
We had another one. It was
Let's
in
go.
Iowa.
Let's keep them up, boys.
Prayers to the families that were involved.
Yep.
It's really unfortunate.
Very unfortunate.
Well, at least our schools.
Yeah, that was your fucking time to chime in.
I was waiting for you to
Yeah.
do it, Solomon.
No, you have to. No? Take the chain off then. Take the chain off or say it. He's taking the chain off. He's fucking taking the chain off. That's insane. He's de-dripping himself.
They found
at least ask.
they found a homemade remote explosive.
You're supposed to
on
laugh.
this guy.
You know what's
They
fucked?
found a pump shotgun and a handgun.
Never mind.
How many casualties?
One death and
Like eight
five
injured.
injured, but 2 were in critical condition. I'm not sure what their condition is as of now.
Was it
I can't get it off.
high school?
Yeah, high school. The shooter was a student at the school. He was a 17-year-old kid. Damn. Imagine that's just crazy. It's so sad.
Some people are just a little sad. No,
You guys-
okay. So the biggest thing is I watched this video. It was a TED Talk, and it was
Is it my turn yet?
I'm trying to get it off.
someone's been struggling this entire time. It was a TED Talk called "I Was Almost a School Shooter," and
Oh shit.
I was like,
That's
Okay,
an interesting video.
you peaked my.
a,
That's
a title like that.
a title
I'd
like
click on
that. How
shit.
could you not?
Yeah.
Dude,
And-
I'm a fucking idiot. There's a clasp on it.
Damn.
Yeah.
No,
And
yeah,
I'm
there's-
not saying that like
fat finger.
every school shooter is like the guy that was in the TED Talk,
Mhm.
But he said pretty much he explained how like his life was going nowhere as a kid, like a whole bunch of childhood trauma, and it finally came to like, fuck it, I'm gonna hurt as many people as I can, at quickest amount of time, and like I'm trying to remember the exact quote he said, but it's like when you, like the person you should fear the most is the person that has nothing to lose,
For sure.
and like the fact that he almost did it. I almost was a school shooter because his friend showed him hospitality and showed him like, hey,
Come here.
a loving family, like friends, like sometimes that person who's really quiet and who seems like he's kind of off, and maybe he's just going through a really hard time at home,
Mhm.
and you could stop a school shooting by just being like,
Just
hey,
talking.
how's it going?
Yeah, for sure.
Like that's the biggest thing that I learned from that. I was like, wow, that's real.
Did you guys ever hear about it was like, I'm so wrong, but I want to assume it was like 8 years ago or so, but the My Little Pony school shooter.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
The what?
Yeah, I remember that guy.
So this guy
Brony?
there's a whole documentary about him.
Was it
So
Brony?
I'm sorry if I get any of the information wrong, but he had a very
So
very
dead, I'm so sorry.
God damn.
So sorry.
He had a very rough childhood. Like parents his parents like beat each other and shit, and like they ended up getting divorced, and his mom treated him horribly. Like very rough upbringing. But they show pictures of this guy's room, and he has like My Little Pony posters on the walls and like My Little Pony bed sheets and shit. Like that's his favorite show.
Hell yeah.
And so he was like pretty tame for a while, and then like some shit went down, and the cops searched his room, and they found like an AR-15 under his bed and shit. And they
I was just gonna say, because I remember this story, but I don't remember it being a school. It was a FedEx.
yeah,
Shut
it was
up.
his place
'Cause
of
he-
work.
Yeah,
It was
'cause
his
he
place of
works
work.
there, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. I watched the same. I think probably watched the same documentary as you.
So they took away his right to bear arms. So a few years go by, and he has like an AR-15 with no serial number. He
Ghost
obtained a gun.
Yeah.
And his favorite TV show, My Little Pony, they took Applejack off the show, the
No.
cowgirl horse,
Hey,
No.
and
that was the last straw.
he went to his place of work, and I'm
By
pretty
far the
sure he killed 17
best.
people.
Holy
It was a lot of
Wow.
people.
because of
And
Applejack.
Before he killed himself, but
Mhm.
before he did, he left a note. It was all for Applejack. I can't live on this earth without Applejack.
That's
I'm gonna be
yes.
happier in the afterlife with her.
That's insane.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like my first reaction is to laugh because I'm a terrible person, but also just comedy's a weird thing. But like that genuinely, like the fact that somebody's just so everything's gone wrong that they had to put themselves to one show and that one character they loved is gone, and the meaning of their
Dedication.
whole life is just dedication. The whole meaning of their life is just over because of a simple character, because of how fucked up their life was. Like that's sad.
Yeah,
Like that's like that hurts.
that's crazy. That's probably one of the craziest ones I've heard.
No, yeah, that's all for Applejack.
Shit.
And you see that and you're like, oh, that's funny. And then you're like, oh, wait, oh,
It's
God.
really dark.
Yeah, you're like, fuck, that was the last thing that he had was Applejack.
Yeah.
And they took him away from him, or took her away from him. And bon voyage.
Yeah.
It sucks. It really
Yeah.
sucks.
But bon voyage, goddamn. We should probably get off this.
That was a very interesting little segment we're having.
Um,
I actually have a really, I have a good segue.
I actually there was something
I'm not
I
itching my
wanted
nuts.
to
I'm
talk
getting my
about.
phone.
I have a segue to 9/11.
No, we're not doing that again.
Oh, jeez.
I just it's very quick. You guys know more about this than me, but other Charlie, he's been doing a lot of work in Briar's garage
Oh,
at his
yeah.
house,
Oh, yeah.
and my Lego movie dreams were fulfilled when I saw that double-decker couch in there. That's
double-decker
couch.
crazy.
There's a double decker couch. I have sat on it. I have cummed on it. And I have pissed on it.
Yeah, I won a game
Never
of
been better.
Fortnite on it.
That's crazy.
On,
You did win
Sunday.
Fortnite.
Oh, speaking of Fortnite, I forgot this is our first episode. Is this our first episode of the new year? It is.
This is our
Yeah.
first episode.
Yes.
Yes.
So, for New Year's Eve, I was hanging out at Nikki's house, and it was me, her, and one of her friends, and Trevor. And
yeah.
what?
Oh, never mind. I was gonna say, wait, but you were with us, but
No, I went and picked Trevor
I
up,
don't-
and then
I
yeah,
remember.
yeah.
I
Is he?
don't remember, but
And
I don't remember.
me and Trevor got, so I was hanging out with the two of them like all day, and Trevor was at Briars, and I picked him up, and we got back at like 11:45, and Nikki and her friend, they're in the middle of a game of Fortnite, and there's like 10 people left at like 11:58. And they Fortnite did a little New Year's celebration. The ball dropped. The ball
Did
came.
it?
The New Year's ball came into the map, and it dropped right at midnight.
Yeah.
There was a whole Fortnite New Year's celebration. It was only like 5 minutes. It was really quick. Not even 5 minutes. But Nikki and her friend won that game at 12:02. That is one of the first 10 wins of Fortnite Battle Royale 2024.
Oh, that's
Wow.
It's gotta be.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
And I don't remember it.
That's awesome. Oh
Imagine
my
being able to
gosh.
claim you have like one of the first wins of the entire year. One of the first Vic Roys. That's some shit.
That's
insane.
actually kind of crazy.
Okay.
Yeah.
This was my segue, which I was so bored today. I was like blowing my brains out bored, so I just started Googling shit, just random ass shit. Oh, I thought you had mine. I figured out that the Saharan desert toad secretes a potent toxin that can make people sick. And hold up. Despite the risks, though, some people have figured out that you can get high off the toad
Yeah, if you
if you lick it. And there's other toads
no,
like
not
that
even
out
if
there.
you lick it, but if you get it wet and then you take whatever wetness or moisture that is on it, you can scrape it off onto a piece of like wax paper and then let it dry and
Uh,
evaporate and everything.
Solomon
and then
knows
you can
all
just
about
smoke it.
Really?
Yeah.
See, and that was
It's
bringing.
like crazy hallucinogenic too.
I was gonna segue into like, imagine like you're lost,
and you,
and you
lick a
and you
toad.
really like you're a fiend. You really need a high, and you heard that if you grab a toad and you get it wet or you lick it, you get high, and you lick the wrong toad.
Ooh.
You look like one of those poisonous toads, you know. Like, because you're going into that mindset like I'm gonna get high, and then you die. So like, would you just like think that it's like a high, but you're
Yeah.
dead?
Yeah.
Because you're like
A
lost.
forever high.
It's a forever high.
100%.
But,
You'd be
um,
laying there and you're like, oh, I'm so high.
You're like I'm so high, you're dying.
Yeah.
That actually leads into a segue. I watched a video.
So many segues.
Yeah.
This is like a mall.
It goes with yours. I watched a video this week. It was like the 10 animals that like to get high. 10 animals that get high, and I learned some crazy shit.
Yes.
For one, I'm obviously the first one he started light and he got into the deeper ones. Obviously the first one was just cats with catnip, and he talked about the science behind that. The next one after, which apparently a lot of people know, I didn't know, but dolphins get
and
high
pufferfish?
off of pufferfish
Yeah.
by catching them in their mouth and playing like catch
Yeah.
with the pufferfish.
We should talk about dolphins
Um,
after this.
Yeah, totally, we can. Another one, reindeers. They eat psychedelic mushrooms in the forest, but not like the mushrooms that humans do. Like they eat the Mario ones.
Mm-hmm.
That's the ones that they get high off of. And when humans saw these reindeers and just tripping out on these shrooms, they wanted to try them, and they tried them, and it was way too insane, and it was way too strong of an effect for
Really?
humans. It was they're really, really strong. Like I think 2 of them died, and one of them like barely lived to tell the story. But the one who lived, he was like, that was really cool. It was just too much. So he figured out that if you feed the mushrooms to the reindeer and then
Please don't say
No.
drink their piss, you can get the same effect, but not as strong. And it's a really, really good high, apparently. But I think,
Going to the function and
What has
everybody
humanity came to?
Yeah,
going to the
right.
function. You're like, guys, you about to have a good time? Brings out a bottle that says
bottle.
deer piss. Drink it. Give it like 45 minutes.
a lot of people, there's a whole theory about that's how like Santa Claus with the reindeer came about. Like some old man drank reindeer piss and tripped balls, and that's where the sleigh with the deer.
He
flying
was like,
deer.
I gotta deliver presents.
Yeah, there's a whole theory about it. But I think the craziest one is lemurs there's a super poisonous millipede, but lemurs are
Aw.
not affected by the poison. It doesn't kill them. It just makes them insanely high, like trip balls.
Mm-hmm.
So they'll take these millipedes.
That's why
and
they
just-
have those bug eyes.
They'll just chew on them. They'll just chew on. They'll torture these fucking things for like hours. They'll just chew on it,
Yeah.
and they
Like-
get insanely high.
Yeah.
That's what I feel like the lemur
So-
from Zuzumafu?
For me, it's
Zabumafu.
more so. I
What?
think of King
Zabumafu.
Julian.
Zabubafu?
Yeah.
I feel like that
fucking
lemur's just
based.
fucking just zooted out of its mind. It's
Oh,
like,
always.
it can talk.
Yeah, I remember the last time I saw a lemur at a zoo, and I like looked at it and I made eye contact with it, and they like it just like looked at me. Yeah, it looked at me, and I made eye contact, and it was like, "Huh!" And then all of a sudden, the rest of them they like fucking jumped straight to the little because it was on like a chain link fence, and there was a piece, or not a piece of, but like plexiglass or whatever in front of that, and they all just fucking jumped onto the chain link fence and started screaming at me. It was
devil,
I was
the devil.
scared. I was scared. I was 19, and
Oh
I was
my
fucking
God.
terrified.
You were like, no, God, no.
I
Not the
haven't-
lemurs.
Not now.
I haven't been to the zoo in years, but the most recent zoo, excuse me, oh my goodness, the most recent zoo thing that I've seen, Trevor sent me a video on Instagram, I think last night, and it was a monkey,
Yeah.
and like right in front of the plexiglass.
It's a good one.
Right in front of the plexiglass, staring down at a girl playing with his fucking dick.
Oh, it's
Yeah, yeah.
Just like, what the fuck, Trevor? And he's dying laughing. I'm like, Trevor, you have something wrong with you.
I watched a video. I didn't realize it was. Oh, Trevor's showing it to you. That's a chimpanzee.
Yeah.
Just wait.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, he keeps going.
Oh,
No, he-
he's following the woman
yeah.
is
Poor
moving.
girl.
Yeah.
Oh.
And that chimpanzee's like, now watch me jerk off. Now, I watched a video this, I guess it was technically this morning when I got home, and I was just like laying in bed, and I was like death scrolling on TikTok, and I was really tired. I didn't realize it was a loop. It was only like a 6 to 10 second clip of 2 silverback gorillas staring at a caterpillar. And they were like looking at, like itching their heads and pointing at it. It was so funny, and I didn't realize it was a loop. And I watched it for 3 minutes.
It's almost like, whoa.
I was like, oh, I would do
Well,
the
no,
same thing.
you
That's
didn't
sick.
even mention the other one. The
No one cares about the other one. So,
he inspected it.
speaking of something on a loop,
Oh.
this is like 2 or 3 years
Just wait,
ago.
some. We're got curious.
So this is when Devin was moving to California. So before he left, like 3 days before he left, we got an Airbnb in Ocean Shores, like a group of 6 of us.
Thank you, Sam.
And yeah, hosted by Sandra. And we were just gonna have a crazy like 2-3 day bender and just go crazy for Devin's last moments here in Washington.
What is that?
And
just staring at the caterpillar.
the second day that we were there, some people did shrooms, some did not. I didn't partake, but
I did not partake.
one of the guys that did them, he did like 3 or 4 grams. Like he went crazy.
I know this.
He did a crazy amount, and this is where I get to the loop. He has super long hair, so you can't see you can't see like his ears. His hair covers it. The entire time he was freaking out, and we had no idea why. It was because he had an AirPod in his ear, and on loop, he was listening to do the thug shaker on loop for 4 hours while tripping balls.
Like this is like I remember he walked into like the little garage and was like, "Am I okay?" We're like, "Yeah," and he's like, "I don't know." Like he closes the door and walks away.
He locked himself in a closet with fucking like trippy lights and like a blanket and just listened to Do the Thug Shaker for fucking like
I
3
go
hours.
insane. I would not be the same person.
But he says every time he hears someone say Do the Thug Shaker, he just fucking like
Spirals.
spirals.
I'm gonna text him right now.
Let's all text him at the same time.
Do the Thug
Everybody
Shaker.
get it out.
Oh man.
But yeah, so he was also in a Discord call while listening to that. And like, so like the whole time he's like, people are talking to me. And we're like, what are you talking about? And he's like, there's voices in my head. Because he didn't know he had an AirPod in either. He forgot about it. He's like, there's voices in my head. There's voices in my head.
Oh.
Are you
man.
okay?
That makes sense on why he was like, "Am I okay?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "I don't know," because there was probably fucking people talking to him that
Yeah,
entire
the
time.
entire time.
Oh,
That was
that's
a
so
good
funny.
like 4-day bender.
It was a cool trip. It was a really cool trip.
Yeah, I had a 2-day bender on Sunday and Monday.
You did.
Hey,
you went
did. You
crazy.
went hard.
I did. I had like, I think on Sunday night I had at least 20 drinks,
Yeah.
not including any shots of like, not including any sort of liquor. I don't know
Mhm.
how.
Oh,
I don't know
shit.
how much I had, but I had 15 to 20 beers, and I was.
It was New Year's Eve, everyone. It was
It was
New
it was
Year's Eve, it was
justified.
fine.
It was justified.
There's a
Monday
reason.
night was not justifiable at all because I had
No.
work the next day, and I was just like, we went and got pizza, and then we got back, and I cracked open a Blue Moon, and I like sipped on it for a while, finished it, and then all of a sudden I was like 8 beers deep.
You're like,
I
whoa.
was like, uh-oh, what's going on?
Whoopsies. I have a
I
great
just-
video of
And
Salman.
then every single time I walked past the liquor cabinet, I just grabbed a shot.
Dude, I have a great video of Solomon. Like it's beautiful too, because I'm in one of our friends' room. There's a mirror, and he's singing Highway to Hell. Highway to Hell. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you see him in the mirror. He's going, "Ah!" And then he like disappears, and I like go to look for the door, and he's just at the door going, Highway to Hell. He's like screaming it.
Oh, you guys seriously have no idea how much fun it was to sing while you're that fucked up.
Oh,
Oh,
for
yeah.
sure. No.
That is 100% like all week long. I'm like, I really want to do karaoke.
Dude, we should do
Right.
karaoke. Karaoke's
it-
so much fun.
It really sucks. So, granted, it's only been a week. The last time I drank was the last podcast, but I didn't enjoy the feeling of being drunk. And the time I drank before that was when I was in Bellevue with my family, and I got way too fucked up, and I and I was just blackout in the hotel bathroom. Like, I've been blackout before, but I was like I woke up with my head in the toilet, like draped over the toilet. Like I was, and ever since then I just haven't enjoyed the feeling of being drunk, which it's probably a good thing overall, because I was drinking probably a little too much, but since
Not drinking enough. That's my New Year's resolution, is get as
Speaking
fucked
of
up as I
which,
can
drink
every
more.
night.
what?
Give me another. Thank you. I'm gonna take it. I did get a little bit too. I didn't realize that I could get that drunk off of
Give me another two.
Twisted Teas last podcast. So I'm still gonna drink like probably 4 or 5 of them, but I'm gonna space it out this time.
Space it
also,
out,
so I don't
yeah.
have to pee in the middle of the podcast twice and hold
I
up
mean,
my phone.
I
going.
That
can
was crazy
pause.
last
That
time.
was a
we,
crazy
We had like a
segment,
crazy little
yeah.
break.
Yeah.
And we kept the conversation going. Yeah, we're looking at you, man.
There-
It was awful.
It was really funny. It was
really funny.
really
It was really
funny.
funny.
I won't expose you, but it was really funny.
That
She
was
fell.
I remember. That was very funny. Oh man.
But,
Anyways, let's talk about dolphins.
Oh, I was gonna ask Briar what's new with you, but we can do
Dude,
dolphins.
one of my
really.
one of my favorite
like
memes.
the Miami Dolphins.
No, yeah, one of my favorite memes is like it says Jay Cutler is now like cleared his physical or whatever, and he can be a dolphin. And it was like, if football didn't exist, this would have been the coolest tweet ever. I think about that a lot.
Dolphins are no better
They're assholes.
than men. They will. Playing with pufferfish to use their toxins to get themselves high is like the least fucked up thing they do. Like at that point, it's kind of funny, but they will like they'll see like a female that they're attracted to, the males will, and they will like take their baby and kill it just to get her attention.
That's crazy.
They will
Dolphins are crazy.
the male dolphins.
The man dolphins.
The male dolphins will
Damn,
go
Marina.
out in groups, and they will go to different pods, and they will kidnap the women dolphins and bring them back so that they can mate. All dolphins will hump anything that moves or doesn't move. It doesn't matter. They'll fucking hump it. They will also, like, they'll just drown you and play with you. They don't want to eat you. They'll, like, grab your feet and pull you, like, 15 feet under the water and then let go and watch you struggle to get back up. And then right before you break the surface, they'll just pull you down
Yeah.
again. And they'll just keep doing that until you die.
They're
And then-
assholes.
yeah.
Are dolphins known
there's-
for saving people from sharks too?
No, yes, but also no.
Oh, okay. I've been lied to.
I
They
recently
if I remember correctly, I'm sure there are a few instances, but for the most part, they're pretty fucked up animals.
Dude, that makes me think of dolphin tail so much.
They
Oh my
also
God.
rape. They rape a lot.
Yeah.
You mean shark tails?
No, dolphin
Dolphin
tail.
tail.
Oh, the chick with the one leg or the missing legs or whatever.
Yeah, and
Or the dolphin with the missing
without
tail.
the tail,
Yeah.
and then they
Yeah.
put the tail on. You're like, this is such a
Um,
good story. No, that dolphin was a bitch.
I recently discovered. I've been getting a lot of videos recommended on my Instagram of like the North Sea and just the ocean in general. And I've recently discovered that I have thalassophobia, or
Yeah.
however you say it. The ocean is fucking terrifying.
The ocean, fuck the ocean.
It is terrifying.
I'll
And-
go on a cruise, but if it starts to sink, I'm killing myself.
Dude, and we've only explored like 7%, I think we're at now,
I don't
of
even.
the ocean.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't even
Think
know.
of the other shit that's
How much of the
in
ocean
the ocean. We need to stop with the Siri shit. We know less about the ocean than we do of space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, the ocean is terrifying.
Yeah.
Not for me. I'll avoid the ocean at all costs.
That's fair.
No answer.
It's terrifying.
She
but-
didn't answer me.
Okay. It's
Story of
terrifying.
my
Classic,
life.
yeah.
It's terrifying, but more in like a respect way, where like you'll still. And maybe this isn't the case for you guys, but like if I'm at the beach with my family, I'll still go like play in the ocean or whatever with my siblings, but I'll also keep in mind like if I swim out, there's a really good chance that I'm not coming back. Or like when I'm on a boat, I'll be like, "Oh, this is really beautiful," and then I'm like, "This could fuck me up," and they would never find me.
Yeah.
And I'm not necessarily scared of it to the point where it's like, I don't even want to think about the ocean, but it's something that's kind of always in the back of your mind. It's like a caution almost.
Yeah.
It's like it's absolutely beautiful like 90% of the time, but you know that like one
It's a
rip
dark
current and all of a
place.
sudden you're gone.
It's not even like the rip currents and shit that scare me. It's more so like
What's in there?
what's
what we don't know about.
not even what we don't know about, just
Oh.
what's in there. Like if you're like just out in the ocean and I like these videos I see, or I've even experienced it myself, when you go underwater and you have goggles or whatever, and you can't see 10 feet.
Oh yeah,
Underneath
that's
you.
one of my biggest fears.
Dude, when
just-
when
I
I was a
want to
kid,
swim under
I would
you.
because my grandparents had a pool, an above ground pool. It's like a pretty big pool, but I'd always be terrified, and this is really stupid, that the fucking floor would open up and it'd just be the ocean and there'd be a shark, and I'm like, fuck, I'm screwed. We were on a mountain. There was no way that was gonna happen.
Yeah.
But I was like, dude, like like just looking down, like those videos where it's like, I think you sent me one where it was like normal and you went down, there was a shark.
Yeah, you
Like,
can't. You
no!
can't- yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
I
you
would,
know what's-
dude, I wouldn't even know what to do.
I've gone swimming with sharks
You
though.
know what's really cool?
done more than
Are those videos of the people who are on oil rigs and they'll take like a shoe or a piece of like it doesn't even have to be anything edible. Like it can be
Anything.
like a shoe. I don't know why I started off with the shoe and said it doesn't even have to be edible. But like you can throw something
shoe's
down
edible.
there and then all of a sudden, yeah, if you try hard enough, you can throw something down there and then all of a sudden there's like hundreds of fish.
Dude, yeah, no,
and
it's,
they just like
Devour it,
yeah. No, and it doesn't matter. Like if you go down there, they're going to do the same thing to you. But if you hit the ground or sorry, if you hit the water, like that's like hitting concrete and you're
Yeah.
going to be dead anyway, so it doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
pencil dive.
But
That being said,
I know, yeah, no.
one
I-
time I pencil dive off a 30-meter high dive and I slapped my wiener.
I have heard that drowning is one of the least painful deaths
It
you
is.
can experience.
I did hear that,
if you accept your fate,
Yeah.
like you don't struggle, if you know you're gonna die, you just take one deep breath in. It is one of the least painful deaths you can experience.
I'll keep that in mind
Terrifying.
next time I'm drowning.
Oh,
Fucking
absolutely
terrifying, but not painful. Anyways, what are your guys' thoughts on the simulation theory?
but- no. We're gonna talk about, because I have been fucking on this shit, and I feel like I'm the only person here that has any knowledge. So I'm hoping you guys do. Jeffrey Epstein's list got revealed.
Oh my god.
Jeffrey Epstein.
Jeffrey
The
Epstein.
only thing I've been seeing on my Instagram feed is fucking
Stephen
Stephen
Hawking.
Hawking with the midgets.
No, he liked midgets who would solve really hard problems, and they just couldn't figure it out.
Yeah, and they were always working on chalkboards or whiteboards that were too tall for them.
Too tall for that.
No, but
And I heard from you also that Hillary Clinton was there.
Hillary Clinton, Bill Clinton was there. Donald Trump
Donald
was
wasn't
not
not
there.
Yeah.
What is this list?
So this is
I'm
You're
uneducated.
better. Yeah, you're better.
It's like
it.
all the flight log.
Trevor's got it. Trevor's got it.
Come
He's
on,
been
guys.
on this shit.
I've been on this shit. This is the list. So in 2015, there was a report that came out. It was like I don't know if it's like a court case or something like that, but he pretty much revealed almost everything that happened at his island and who he was involved with directly. Like if
What
somebody
happened at the
asked him,
island?
there was
Diddling kids.
diddling kids, cult stuff,
Oh, okay. Illegal
sacrifices, very illegal stuff.
shit. Okay.
And he pretty much came out and said these are the people that were there.
Involved in one.
Involved with it. They said that Bill Clinton likes him young, on record, said that for sure.
Fucking knew
Yeah,
it.
no, like there was like and there's at least
US president, baby.
700 pages. 700 Jesus Christ. 700 pages that have been
Jesus
revealed, and they're
Christ.
still
Just
going through it.
names. Of just names.
Of just
Yeah.
names and
Where was it revealed on?
It was so
It was a federally released document.
yeah,
I was gonna
federally
say, was
released
it
document.
federally like sealed or,
Mhm.
and then
They-
just released
they
it to the
uns-
public?
They unsealed all, but I think 3 names.
For what reason?
just
Just for
to
the hell
show
of it?
for the public. Yeah, just,
Yeah.
just to
for
show
us
the
to
public.
finally
to
like
fuck 'em
know.
over?
Yeah.
Well, because now like federal cases and like court cases are all like publicly available now.
Yeah.
You can.
Oh, yeah.
They're all streamed now and everything, which is that's semi
But there,
new.
there are redacted names, and people think that it's like, somebody paid really high up to get their name fucking redacted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
It's
no, there's
crazy.
there's also
Damn.
been people that have been there but have not done anything bad. They just got invited, and they were like, "Oh, we'll show up," and then they were
Yeah.
like, "Whoa!"
You know
Yeah.
what?
Like
you
the Stephen Hawking thing. Like he's not like a fucked up person. He just had a weird kink. Like he didn't actually and same with Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson never diddled kids, and that came
Okay,
out. He
all right.
never once did
All
any
right.
of that.
You know what's really the only thing that I've really seen about that, what is super cool to me. So I don't know if anyone besides you, Trevor, was ever into GTA 5 Online.
Not really.
Not really. So probably last year, maybe a year and a half, maybe even 2 years ago, they came out with, they always update it, and they had crazy DLCs. They added this heist where you go to a cartel like
I
drug
think it
lord's
was
island.
2.5 years ago is when they released it.
You go to his island and you rob him. That's what the heist is.
Yeah.
The island that this drug cartel man owns is an exact replica of Epstein's island.
Is it really?
It is.
That's
Oh,
so
that's
funny.
awesome.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Wow.
God,
Rockstar is
go,
crazy.
Rockstar.
Rockstar is crazy.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
every time we bring up Rockstar, I just want to start boasting about Red Dead 2, but I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop myself.
Yeah, stop yourself.
Yeah.
Don't do it. It's a great game. We all know it
It's a
is.
great game. It's a fantastic.
It made me
game.
cry the other day.
Dude, it continues to
I
make me cry.
texted
emotional.
Trevor and I was like, I was trying to play Red Dead and it made me cry, so I stopped playing it.
I texted him. I was like, "It's okay. It's all right.
It's emotional.
He's at
man.
peace now."
Yeah.
I
Anyways.
thought you knew Spanish.
So how are we feeling? How are we feeling about the Seahawks' chance to make the playoffs?
They're not gonna make it.
Play
Even
the
if they make it,
Cardinals.
their first round exits.
Oh, they play
I
the
don't want them
Cardinals
to make
tomorrow?
it. They play the Cardinals in
tomorrow,
Arizona.
and the Cardinals can't make it to the playoffs even if they win. They're losing.
Yeah, the Seahawks. They're gonna lose. Arizona just beat the Eagles.
Yeah, and it doesn't like Arizona's one of those teams where like even if they're fucking like 1-16, it doesn't matter. They're gonna
Well, it's also a divisional game. Divisional games just
divisional
in
games are
themselves
tough. Also, 1-16 would be the final.
But- I honestly, I kind of checked out with the Seahawks after the Ravens game, like a month ago or so.
Oh, okay.
I've only been paying attention to the Huskies, and I'm so excited for Monday.
Oh,
I am too.
that's
I'm
gonna be good.
so.
I'm gonna be
excited.
at work,
You
but
both
I'm
will
not
be.
going to be working. I'm gonna
I
be
gonna
at
be-
work.
can't wait.
I'm gonna be at work, but we've already talked about rigging up the because we have like TVs that have, not even TVs. They're just like giant fucking 80-inch monitors, and they have like a bunch of statistics and stuff on them, and like numbers and stuff that we need for.
Speaking of, sorry to interrupt. My grandparents had a flight this morning at 6:30 a.m. It got canceled because the Boeing 737. There was a flight last night where
I know. I saw.
window,
Can I talk about this?
a window
I would
panel.
Actually, I would actually love to talk about.
Oh,
this.
was
it
It's not a
Alaska?
window panel.
Yeah, a
It's
window panel
It's the
popped
mid.
out.
It's the mid-aft optional door, and Alaska doesn't use those doors. Those doors come factory direct from our manufacturer in Wichita, Kansas, Spirit, and they rig all of that up. Boeing doesn't even check it unless the customer asks for the door. That is
He's
not.
making sure it's not on him. But
That is not on.
I just
Boeing
wanted to.
at all.
I was
That
gonna.
is
I was gonna.
100% on those fucking rednecks in Wichita.
I was gonna call you out on it because their flight at 6:30 a.m. got canceled because of that,
Damn.
and then they had a flight. It got moved to
still have
6:30
the
p.m.
channel.
tonight, and then it got canceled again. So now they don't fly out until 6:30 p.m. tomorrow.
Well, they grounded
And-
all the Dash 9s.
They didn't. They
So-
didn't. My grandparents, luckily, they didn't have anything they needed to be there for that morning or this day. But like, imagine if you're like someone that needed to get there for like a
Oh,
business, whatever, you know, like
You're fucked.
that's
If it's
fucked.
a business thing, they'll give you another.
I know, but that's so inconvenient.
Hey,
I'm really
Trevor
sorry.
Keeps
I'm
groping me.
really sorry.
But anyways,
All the times before were
What-
intentional until that last time where I
what-
accidentally went like that. Like that was.
You were saying something before I interrupted you.
I don't remember.
Dang.
Oh yeah, no. We have like these 80-inch monitors
the
that have
Huskies.
like So, we already talked about getting one of those antennas that give you like local channels because it's going to be broadcast. It'll be broadcasted locally.
Oh,
and
for sure.
They've done this before. Like they did it with like the Super Bowl and stuff when they had people working on Sundays.
Mhm.
And they're just going to slap one of those up on like every other TV
There you go.
and play the Huskies game. And also, I'm like 90% sure I have a down day because I never put the wings on the plane behind the one that I was working on yesterday. So
Nice. Yeah, no, I will
Allegedly.
be watching it at home.
allegedly, yes, this is all alleged.
This is all
I
very-
have no
He has
involvement.
Oh,
no clue.
I'm going to be watching it at home, but realistically, I want to hear your opinions now. Bias aside, just like I said with Texas, can they win?
I think it's going to be a shootout, and I think that at
That's
the
all of their
end,
games.
I know, but I think that at the end, I think they're going to pull through because they have an insane offense. Honestly,
it is
Michael
their-
Penix Jr. is one of the most accurate quarterbacks in
So
the draft.
it is their toughest game by far.
Oh, by
the whole year.
far.
I would have said that they could have won if Dylan Johnson didn't get hurt in the last offensive play that they had.
They said it'd be
Um,
good for Monday though.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm. That's why I'm saying, like, I think that they can do it.
Yeah.
They have all their offensive weapons. They can do it.
They need to protect. If they can protect Penix, Penix will go off. Penix is
Because Penix
so
fucking popped off
good.
last week, dude. He was
so
like,
good. No interceptions.
no
4
interceptions.
touchdowns, 275
he
yards. or
looked
something
he
like
looked
that.
so comfortable.
Yeah.
Like, and also I saw like a thing where it's like we've flipped around. Just even though he's a lefty, he's just so he makes it look so easy. He's just like, yeah.
See, personally, and I hate to say this because obviously the Huskies are my team, and it's been so fun watching them win. This whole season's been so fun.
Michigan is really good.
Michigan is really good, and here's the thing. The Huskies, every game this season, they make it way closer than it needs to be.
Yep.
They take a huge lead, and then they end up winning by like 3 points, like right at the end of the game.
Yep.
And luckily, they've been able to pull it off, but Michigan will be the team that capitalizes on those mistakes.
Yeah,
And they do
100%.
it every game. In the end of the fourth quarter,
they did it at the semi.
They start collapsing.
I
You know,
remember we all got excited. We were cheering. They're like, sorry, 3 more seconds on the
Well,
clock.
no,
And
not
we're like,
even that. It just
It was a second.
Dylan Johnson
Or
needed to
second,
get
yeah,
Dylan
I'm
Johnson
looking
needed to get off the field.
Mm-hmm.
That screwed everything. I don't care if your leg is fucking broken. You need to get off the. People can get him off the field. He needs to get off the field.
Yeah.
Stopping the clock there was horrible. And if they do that against Michigan,
Michigan's going to capitalize.
they're
and
going to
be like, "Fuck
capitalize
yeah."
on that. They're going to win if they do that. And then the 15-yard penalty on the punt, like you can't do that.
Oh, that guy's not going to be playing that in this game. I
You-
can guarantee it.
And they're gonna if they make those mistakes, Michigan will win. If they can clean those mistakes up, I think they can beat them.
Yep.
I hope so. I really hope so.
Yeah, my side on this is, I think the Huskies can put up a good fight. I think that they can win.
It's going
if
to be a
they
good
actually
game,
try
regardless.
to, but I'm like 90% sure Michigan will win, and it's gonna probably be at least a 2-score deficit.
You think?
Yeah.
Okay.
Unfortunately, Michigan is just.
Have you looked at betting odds at all? Does anyone know the minus?
I don't, but I'm pretty sure that Michigan is the favorite.
Oh, I for sure know that the Washington
We've
has been
always been the underdogs.
Washington has been the underdog every game they've played. They're never the favorite, except like against the Cougs. But I'm just curious if it's
We
like
still
if
made
it's
that
like
game too close.
-3 or -8 or -13. I'm curious as to what it is. I think
Look
you're.
this
I
up.
think you're. Nope. You're
Money
not-
line Michigan 196.
minus
Minus 196.
They're pretty. So it's close.
They're pretty heavily favorited though. For a game like this, where if you look at it on paper, both teams are really fucking good. They're fairly heavily favorited.
Nikki texted me horns down.
I know. I kept doing that every single time they showed like a cheerleader, like horns down, bitch. So
horns down.
Oh man.
I'm really excited for it regardless.
Yeah.
And it'll be a good season and regardless. Yeah. It'd be really cool because the Seahawks ain't doing shit. The Mariners aren't doing shit. It'd be cool to have a winning team.
The Mariners are doing shit. Did you know that football is currently being played right now?
Yeah, the Colts in Houston.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, Houston Texans and Indianapolis Colts.
The Mariners traded for my boy Mitch Haniger.
Yeah, but you know why they did that? I had a conversation with my dad about it. Like when I talked to you about it, I was happy about it. Then I talked to my dad about it, and he opened me up to the truth. He was like,
"This is just Jerry doing a salary dump."
No, not a salary dump. They're doing it because they can say, "Oh, Mitch Haniger is back, a Seattle favorite." They can do a bobblehead night, and then everyone will stay to watch the fireworks after. It's all just for more money. It's just for more money. It's just like, Mitch Haniger's back, guys! Hooray!
I understand what you're saying, but Mitch Haniger's back.
Yeah, like it's super cool.
Yeah, he's
not like
he's putting up
game changer.
He's putting up 47 dingers this year.
He's
gonna hit 208, but he's gonna put up 47 dingers this year.
I went to the mall today to exchange my.
Well, what mall did you go to?
South Center, because that's where my Julio Rodriguez jersey was bought. I went to exchange it because it's a medium for a large, and they don't. Yeah. The guy's like, "Yeah, we're not going to get any more until the season starts. We don't get any during the off season." It's like, you're fucking kidding me. What? He's like, "You can exchange it for 2XL," and I'm like, "No, I need a large." It was really infuriating. I drove all the way there just for Nikki so she could buy her goddamn Lululemon bag because I couldn't get my goddamn fucking jersey exchanged.
Lulu bag.
Which is a stupid fucking bag. All right, the dumbest bag that I have ever seen in my whole life.
I'm sorry. Have you seen my bag?
Have you seen her bag?
I haven't.
Stupid.
It's right there.
And you wear a crossbody?
It's a fanny pack. Well, no. It's the same.
Offended.
It's the same style. Cause my mom has one like that I bought for, but she wears it crossbody like that too.
What are you looking?
But it's like
I lost
it's
my vape.
supposed to be.
Yeah.
Okay.
But only crossbody.
No.
Sure.
Okay.
Where does the fanny pack?
Yeah. Trevor was with me when I bought that fanny pack, and he made
Yeah, we've heard this.
We've talked about it. Oh yeah.
He made the attractive checkout lady think that me and Trevor were a gay couple.
First reaction was just start touching the man.
Yeah.
What can I
Oh,
say?
your mom will love
your mom
this.
is gonna love this. Shut the fuck up, Trevor.
That's where I bought my khakis. The day I bought my khakis. I love those khakis.
Yeah. I was gonna say you bought khakis at that store because they'd be like 75 different colors.
This is when we were playing a scavenger hunt with Trevor. Me and
Because
Alex.
me and I was trying to guide Trevor around because I thought he was a lot more high than he actually was, allegedly. I kept going, woo! And he was like,
Yeah.
he's like 30 feet behind me every time I look back.
I know. I was like, okay.
Yesterday, I tried to teach Trevor a new card game because next September of this year, September 2024.
This September.
This September.
You said next September.
I said this upcoming September. I corrected myself.
Oh,
I said this September.
All I heard
Anyways,
was next. And my brain went out.
we're going to, for my birthday, we're going to Alaska.
It's closer to my birthday, so I'm gonna say it's my birthday.
With my father and like a group of like 10 or 12 people, and we're just going fishing and getting fucked up for a week.
Lucky.
We're gonna come back with 50 pounds of salmon each, and a bunch of cod and halibut and shit too. We do ocean fishing and river fishing. It's gonna be really, really fun. But I'm like, dude, you have to know like card games because that's what we do. We after we fish, we go to the bar, we drink, we play shuffleboard, we play card games. Like, you have to know how to play card games. So yesterday I tried to teach him a game. It's called Rummy. It's a really, really fun game.
Play, yeah.
It's a really fun game. and he was so high that he just could not comprehend anything.
Dude, I was trying so hard. Okay, I was trying so hard. But I was like,
every time I was like, no, you do this, not that. No, you do this, not that. Like, we played the whole time we played, and I was showing him my cards, and he was showing me his, so I could just be like, this is what's good. And
I felt
he
really
never
bad.
picked it up.
Oh my gosh.
But
you
it's a
explained
really
it at the
cool
wrong
game.
time because I was just like,
It's a really good game,
Oh,
though.
I have a good podcast idea.
What's
so
that?
I was just thought about this. So it could be like a normal podcast.
Blackjack Night?
No, we're all sitting here. That would be really fun.
Blackjack
I
Night
would
would be really
fucking
fun.
sweep.
We
you
need a
guys in
camera
blackjack.
for that though.
No, I was gonna say Monopoly.
Monopoly on the
Oh.
pod?
That would be so bad.
That would be horrible.
No, because no, we could have.
I
Monopoly.
own Park Place.
We could have this, and then we could have like a camera that shows everything, and then we could. That's
Well,
an
I posted
idea.
on Spotify, though. There's no video.
I'm
on
saying
these pods.
eventually.
I want them on YouTube, but I can't post an audio file because YouTube is dumb.
I know, but like
Yeah.
we
I
could
could-
get into the video stage.
I don't know.
There's a hallucinogenic toad in my throat. Hold on.
As cool as it would be to have a video, I would be a little. I think that I would be more awkward with a camera.
Really?
Yeah,
I don't
same.
think I'd be as natural
Yeah.
myself.
I thought that was going straight for my head. I don't
Yeah.
know what
I
that
thought
was.
she was gonna throw it at me.
Speaking of straight for your
We're
head,
having a battle right now.
what was going down on fucking the day after New Year's Eve, New Year's Day? You guys just firing
Oh,
squad
yeah.
with the Nerf guns at
That was
Briar's house.
fun.
That was a good
It
time.
was horrible.
We did that. I don't even remember who all was there, but we did it like a couple days before.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
and
my
we were just
God.
like running around. Yeah, it was me and Trevor got locked in the laundry room.
Yeah.
And we were just like, "Oh, we're gonna die! We're gonna die!"
That was a different time, Solomon.
I know. That's what I was talking about.
Okay, sorry.
Trevor wasn't listening.
No, because
There
I'm
was
being
cringe.
attacked.
By our studio audience who's not supposed to interfere.
Yeah, interview.
You're just supposed to laugh and clap.
First.
did not. Don't know what she's talking about. I remember that. Yeah,
got
we were
called
loud.
throwing batteries.
Oh my god. Throwing batteries. What the hell? What the hell? That's not cool, man.
Yeah,
That's not
get,
cool.
Get her out of here. Get her out of here.
Good
Stupid.
grief, guys.
No, Nerf gun fights are so much fun. We should have more of those.
Yeah,
we
we
should arrange like a full on war where there's like sides.
Another one
On-
in my parents' field.
That,
And the field would be pretty cool, but like
you know, one of my favorite things that we ever did in your parents' field?
What?
The egg game.
I have it still posted on my TikTok.
It's so good.
Still.
So we were so bad at it. There's so many just broke. So what the game is, for anyone who doesn't know, you spin a bottle, and whoever the bottle lands on has to go grab an egg. Everyone else just runs away in a straight line, and then that person tries to pelt anyone with an egg. And
I think I remember seeing those.
we were so bad at it because we were just trying to huck these eggs as hard as we could. We weren't really aiming. But so the only person that got hit was Mike.
Hit. I think
And
this is me hitting Michael.
yeah, so he's the only person.
I hit him in the head.
Oh, you mean
No,
Mikey?
so- He is the
Mikey.
I'm just kidding.
Mike is the
Mikey.
only person that got hit. He got hit twice, once by Briar and once by me. And I think you hit him in the torso, and I nailed him in the back of
I have him in the head. I have him in the head.
Okay. We
Somewhat, something like that.
Yeah, we just nailed him. It's such a fun game. There's also a video of Mike being dragged. What is that noise? Does anyone hear that?
Yeah, I hear that.
It sounds like.
What the heck? That was
an
weird.
Old arcade game.
There's a video. I have a video somewhere of Mike being dragged around on a sled on the back.
Oh, yep,
with
yep,
a rope
I
on
have
the back
that.
of a 4-wheeler.
Yep.
Oh.
Behind the mule.
Yeah.
ATV.
Yeah.
We did that. Me, Briar, and Alex did that way up in the mountains when
That's
Briar had his
right.
Hummer, and we were just
Yeah.
hanging onto his spare tire as he was driving down the road, and we were just sliding on
It was
the
straight
ice.
ice. Straight
my
ice.
gosh.
And yeah, then we had to and then you were like trying to turn around, and you backed up, and you went too
And I
far
got
into
into
the
the
snow, and
ditch.
we had to push
You,
you.
Yeah.
you talking about the mountains reminded me of the story that I want to tell for the pod today. So sometime we should all go up to the mountains and just go shooting, just shoot some target
Please.
shooting.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's so
Please.
fun. But
It-
that reminded me. So my grandpa this week, he got a new gun safe.
Ooh.
Oh, that's right.
And he asked me and my father to go over there and help him move it to where he wanted it in his garage.
Is it a
And
big one?
Big
Yeah,
gun
they're
safe.
heavy as hell.
60 plus
Yeah.
8.
Yep.
60 plus 8.
Yep.
And he starts taking all of his guns out of his tiny old gun safe and putting them into his new one. And he's showing us his gun collection. He starts with all his pistols, and that's like kind of like they're cool, but whatever. Then he starts getting into his rifles, and he's like, "Oh, this one's from the Civil War. My buddy gave me this one." And he's just flexing the Civil War fucking rifle, and he's like, "Oh, this one's from World War II," and pulls out this musket. He's like, I'm like, holy shit!
Yeah.
Like, these are like crazy,
Relics.
like relics.
Yeah.
and they're
Yeah.
in great condition.
Damn.
And like, he had this shotgun that it was taken apart because it didn't fit, and he was like rummaging through like all these guns trying to find the barrel of the shotgun. He's like, "Where did I put my barrel? Where did I put my barrel? I can't find my barrel." First world problems.
Jeez.
I just can't find your shotgun barrel.
Do you know? Oh, do you know what's like? This kind of reminds me of because you were talking to me about this. Was it yesterday or 2 days ago or whatever?
Yeah, a few days ago, whatever it was.
I was thinking about when I think I was like 10 years old or something, and my grandparents were moving. So we were like at their house, like helping move boxes. And they had this box, like this really old, big box in the back of their closet. We're like moving it out. It's super heavy. And we open it up, and there's just like 3 like Nazi Germany era helmets in there.
Holy
From when my great,
shit.
and like it's just full of like, I know this might sound awful to say, but it's just full of like Nazi memorabilia from people that my great grandpa killed.
That's
and then he would just
crazy.
like pack things up and ship it back home.
That's crazy.
And there's just like, and you know what she did with it? Me and my dad were supposed to get it because we were like totally geeking out over this stuff. Not because it was Nazi stuff.
Just
I want to make that very
historic
clear.
stuff is cool.
Yeah, no, but
Yeah.
it's
World War
historic.
II is my favorite war. I think
Yeah.
it's a very
Yeah,
interesting
no,
war.
it's historic. Like it is absolutely like it's
It's the
priceless.
biggest conflict that we have, like, as a world, has ever fought.
Yes, and it was like the most amazing just thing to go through. Like it genuinely. Like I was 10 years old and it like genuinely brought a tear to my eye because I was like, "Holy shit, this is amazing!" Like all the history behind this and the fact that this was like not just someone that we knew, but like my great grandfather who I was
Like, he
related
did
to.
that.
Like he did that, and I like going through the box. And a couple weeks later, my dad calls her up, "Hey, you know that box you had with great grandpa stuff? Like, you know, can we get that? Like, can we just like come up and get it one of these days? Because they live like 2 or 3 hours away from where we did at the time." And you know what she said?
Oh no.
Oh,
She
no.
threw it all away because
Oh
she
my
didn't want any Nazi
God.
stuff in her house. She
That's-
thought it was all
no.
and she just set it on the curb for the garbage man to pick up.
That's
Garbage man came by,
crazy.
picked the box up, threw it in the dumpster.
Oh my god.
It's gone.
That's relics.
No.
Just gone.
Absolutely. And that's not like stuff where I'm going to be like, yeah, look at this, I'm a Nazi, and like put the helmet on and shit. But like that's stuff, that's stuff that you like pass through generations.
Or
Even
you
if you-
literally could get money for it.
I was gonna
too.
say, even if you didn't want to hold on to it, you could get a lot of money
Yeah.
for that stuff.
Yeah, yeah. Oh,
It's
me and
worth
Trevor,
something.
went to the pawn, or not the pawn shop, what place? The thrift store in
Mm.
Auburn, and we were like looking at all the cases and stuff. Oh, this is all cool stuff. There's like giant Millennium Falcon, like display model thing,
Mm.
and we like get over to this one case, and there's like a postcard with Hitler doing his salute and like obviously at a big Nazi rally, and then there's a little target for what was like Hitler Youth or whatever.
Yeah.
And there was just like all this, and it wasn't just like there was just a shit ton of like Nazi
Just
stuff in there.
propaganda.
And
That's
we were
crazy.
like just
Propaganda,
standing
stuff
there
like that.
Oh, what the
So-
fuck?
There was like war, like medals that like first
Yeah.
officers would like
Yeah.
wear and stuff. It was
Yeah.
actually, it was
Damn.
like
It
in the
was
most
super
sane
cool.
way. It was really cool.
We were
It was really
trying
cool.
to, if I remember right, we were trying to find the vintage Playboys that someone had said were over in that area.
Yes.
So,
we were like,
Which were right next to the Nazi stuff.
Speaking of World War II, there's this new documentary on
Yes.
Netflix that me and Trevor just started. It's called World War II from the Front Lines.
ooh.
Beautiful documentary.
Really, I'd recommend it
Oh,
for
so
anyone.
now
It
it's
is
okay for
so-
people to start watching World War II.
So good.
Okay.
So
That's
it
how
is
This fucking
all
guy.
real World War II footage that they used AI to colorize and make
Oh,
it
that is
in
awesome.
better
on
quality.
Netflix.
Oh,
It's on Netflix.
This is
World War II from the Front Lines.
okay. Yeah, I know what
It-
you're talking about, but like
And it's
last
all
week when I was here, I was watching when I was
Oh.
in your room. I was just sitting there watching World War II in color videos.
Yeah,
I
it-
assume it's way better quality.
it's super cool. It's like decent quality colorized World War II real footage. Like there's footage like this footage was making me sick to my stomach. Like seeing like just the riots where Hitler was just giving his speech, the things he was saying, and everyone cheering for him. Like,
everybody cheering
actually
him
seeing
on.
that man speak,
Yeah.
it made me sick to my
It's
stomach.
sickening.
But like
You're
just
like
seeing
that's a person that people like looked up to, and we're like, wow.
just seeing naval ships just exploding, massive explosions and buildings
Like, real
collapsing
explosions
and
too. Not
whole towns in Poland on fire. And like that's not CGI. Like that is real. Like that
It's raw.
it's crazy. And
Damn.
I'd really recommend it. It's 6 episodes.
Wish I had Netflix now.
It's really really cool.
I'm gonna watch it when I get home.
It's a really really cool
Yeah,
documentary.
if you tell me like an actual TV show to watch, I will be able to get through about 4 episodes before I'm like, this fucking, I can't do this. I can't sit here and watch this anymore. But if you're like, yeah, watch this nature documentary, watch this World War II video,
Dude, I love documentaries.
I'll just sit there with my mouth open, like fucking wanting to take notes
I've
the
just-
entire time. It's
I'm not a huge documentary person, honestly, but just seeing the actual footage is just bizarre. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Well, there's a difference between like a good documentary and a bad documentary. A good documentary
Yeah.
has like footage, it engages you, and then there's the ones that we got shown at school where it's just some guy fucking talking, and you're like,
yeah.
I don't care about the fucking powerhouse of the cell.
but
No,
my
that shit was fire.
my dad's the one that recommended it to me, and he said he learned more about World War II in the first episode of this documentary than his entire time in school.
Wow.
Mhm.
It's
Because they can talk
really
about stuff
insightful.
that's like, you
Yeah.
know, you can't really talk
Yeah.
about
and
it.
they have
Yeah.
School hides
interviews from
things,
actual
yeah.
soldiers, and they have footage from all sides of the war: the Germans, the Russians,
Yeah.
the Americans. They have
It was
footage
really
from-
weird seeing like the German side of everything, how
Yeah.
they like, you know,
Yeah.
like, oh, it's okay. This is okay. We're doing a good thing. Like they were excited to be on the battle and to kill people, and it's like, wow.
and seeing like footage of like northern African kids doing the Heil
yeah,
Hitler.
no, that was
Yeah.
like
insane.
it's crazy. It's so
How much
so
power
crazy.
that? What could happen if
Just
you just
real-
don't let a guy paint?
real Pearl Harbor footage.
Really?
Oh,
That
yeah.
one
Yeah.
was really hard to watch.
Those will fuck you up.
That was really hard to watch.
Yeah.
It,
It's like
wanted to
have you
cry.
seen the 3-hour fucking Pearl Harbor movie with fucking
No.
Ben Affleck and shit?
no.
It's okay. Like it's like wow, that's impactful. But like the actual real world footage of just seeing like yeah, that's
Just all
those
the
people were
planes
having a
coming
good
in.
day, and then all of a sudden the fucking Japanese were like that's fucked up.
Mhm.
It's really like almost enough to make me cry.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy.
It almost in a way like we're getting that real time with wars now.
Yeah.
Not even almost in a way, but like we're just getting like cell phone footage.
Yeah,
Of-
of like the shit going on in Russia,
Yeah, like
and
Russia,
Ukraine.
Ukraine, Israel, like all these different places in the world, and just like violence in general.
Palestine.
But like I remember seeing a video, and this might be kind of fucked up, but I remember seeing a video of I think it was I don't remember if it was a Russian or Ukrainian soldier because their languages are pretty similar,
Hmm.
same sort of tone, but he had found this little hidey hole that 2 other soldiers were sitting in, and he like runs up and he has like his cell phone or whatever, and he's taking a video. He like runs up and he's like pointing their gun at them, and as the guy's going to reach for the gun, he just goes right in the head, both of them, dead. Like
And that's just on the internet.
no, yeah, and that's just like on the internet. It's like look at what's happening. This is awful, and it's like oh.
You're like
Yeah.
that is truly awful.
Wow. That is like this isn't one of those things where it's like there was a really bad car crash. Everybody's fine, but there was a really bad car crash and now people can't get to work or whatever. They can't get back home from a Mariners game. It's like, oh no, these are like actually people like losing their lives. Like that's it. I mean, it's just insane that those types of things are
readily
constantly
available.
they're readily available. Like you can find these videos everywhere.
I would say
Or,
like,
like-
pretty much Reddit's a good place to go.
Was
for
it
them.
like it was like 5 years ago or something? I think it was in Italy when there was the terrorists that were like posting videos of like literally like capturing people, and like you have 10 minutes to blah blah blah, and like posting these videos of them just decapitating people, and like it was all over the news in America.
I don't remember exactly. I was just
either.
gonna say I remember seeing a lot of. I think I only actually ever saw 2 or 3 because it wasn't something that I was trying to like go and find.
Obviously.
Except for the first time, obviously, because I was like, oh, I want to see what's happening here. But like the ISIS beheading videos, those are crazy.
Yeah.
They're
it's-
just like, and the head's gone.
Yeah.
That's it.
It's
You know what's even more fucked up about all this is all being recorded every single day, and it's still happening.
mm-hmm.
Like, it doesn't matter. Like, 90% of people will watch it and be like, oh, that's awful. And the 10%, like, they don't really care all that much. But, like, 90% of people will watch and be like, oh, that's awful. And it will still happen. We don't learn from our mistakes.
Yeah.
Everything eventually ends up repeating itself. And we have all this footage, all this history, and everything's still going to repeat itself.
So that actually
That's
that
cool.
leads me to a question. This is we'll end it with this. This could take a while though. It's brought up in like higher level physics classes a lot. If you had the opportunity to go back in time and kill baby Hitler, would you do it?
No, because something else worse would happen because we learned from that mistake.
The ripple effect.
Ripple
Yep.
effect.
We
I was just going to say it's immoral to kill a baby.
Re-
If I'm being completely 100%,
Because that
honest-
baby has done nothing wrong yet.
yeah.
I
The baby has done nothing wrong yet, and also partly because of the ripple effect, something is going to fill that void. Like, it's a vacuum. Something is going to fill that.
exactly.
Hitler or Stalin or whoever, like, if that person is not there, something is going to take that place.
Yeah.
And that something is usually something worse.
Yeah.
Who was that guy? I can't remember his name. It was during the Civil War, I believe. We had a guy in America that it was like the closest thing we ever had to an American dictator. But it never happened because people were like, "Whoa, you kind of sound like Hitler. Like, this isn't cool."
I relatively
World
know
War
what you're
II
talking
happened
about, but I don't.
After the Civil War, by the way.
Oh shoot, I'm thinking of the Cold War. Sorry.
Cold War. Okay.
Yeah.
I know what you mean.
I forget his name. I really wish I could remember his name, but like he was like the closest thing we ever had to an American dictator. And like if like Hitler and all that never happened, then he would have been an American dictator and would have had more power than Hitler ever had, with more weaponry than Hitler ever had, and we'd probably be living in a world where it's all run by one.
Yeah, which to some degree it still is. It's just instead of one single person, it's a whole group
Yeah,
of people that
yeah.
are still making any. We have a right to vote. It still doesn't matter. At the end of the day,
Yeah.
they can still do whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. But what was I gonna say? Something else that I think is interesting is the fact, like Briar kind of touched on this for half a second earlier, is like schools won't show that kind of stuff.
Yeah, obviously.
And I think all that stuff it's really important, like not just to show to be like, look how awful this is. All the girls end up
teaching
closing their
them.
eyes and
Well, the awareness of it
screaming
and
or
the
whatever,
teaching,
but
yeah.
like all the guys are like, oh, this is awesome, World War II.
Guns.
But no, like I feel like this stuff should at least be taught in schools. Doesn't necessarily need to be shown.
yeah.
It's like, look, these two soldiers got shot in the head, but like it needs to be taught. It can't just stop
the
there.
awareness of it. Yeah.
All of it still needs to be taught. Everyone should be aware of it. Like it
like,
shouldn't be something
We
where
get told in school that like Hitler's bad. You know, Hitler's a bad guy, and we're
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, Hitler's a bad guy. But like that documentary showed
When you
just how
really see
You want-
genuine,
Yes.
fucking terrible of a person he
you
was.
want to see why he was so bad, but you also want to see how he got there.
Mm-hmm.
You want to see the step one and then how he ended up gaining the trust of his country, and then
And
a
others.
shit ton of other
Yeah.
countries to form the Axis powers. Like it's insane.
this isn't really related, but I thought about it when I mentioned the going back in time. What time theory do you guys believe in? Like if
Oh my
if-
God.
Wait,
Ugh.
so if time travel exists, I've heard like we wouldn't know. So we wouldn't know because whatever someone went back and changed would just be in the history books. You know, that's what we would have been taught, and everything would change in that instant, and we wouldn't know. Or does it create a separate timeline, a branching timeline like Rick and Morty theory, where there's all these separate timelines where there's different shit going on, and there's all different versions of us that are taught different things and know different things and are completely different people, but they're us, just in these separate branching timelines.
And
So
you're speaking of this as like a hypothetical, like if this were possible.
If time travel
some degree.
exists.
Okay. Okay. I just wanted to make
Yeah.
sure because I was gonna give my answer, but
The biggest thing. Okay, so this is crazy. I'm so glad we finally got on this because this entire time we've been talking about like all this history and stuff. Me and my grandpa. All right, we had like a 7-hour conversation about not just time travel but a whole bunch of other stuff, which I might get into because I'll start the ramble. But we'll talk about time travel.
We are
So-
at 115, just by the
We're
way.
at 115. Okay. I'll keep it in. So time travel, I genuinely believe to the bottom of my heart that it is these separate timelines. That if you fuck with something, like if we were to go back in time and like kill baby Hitler, all right, just saying, like if we were to do that, it would create a branch timeline that we are not a
Completely
part of.
Separate, yeah.
Completely separate timeline. Because even if people are like, oh well, you know, we wouldn't know if anything changed, we wouldn't. But everything that has happened is explained. Like it's explained. Like I don't know how to really explain that, but the fact that it just wouldn't make sense if somebody went back in time and like people have those photos of like, oh, why does this guy have a cell phone? It's because it's fucking photoshopped. All right, that's why there's a photoshopped man in like 1770 whatever. So the whole branching timeline thing, like it gets a lot more than just a branching timeline. Because then what if you go back at the same point? Now you got a different branch off that branch timeline. Like,
Personally, I disagree.
I'm
I
just gonna
think it
stop.
would be like where
Just
the history books and everything would change and we'd have no idea.
Mhm.
But realistically, in my mind, if time travel did exist, everyone would know about it in today's day and age. 'Cause I can't think of the word, but it would become there'd be an economy behind
Yeah.
it. The first person that would figure it out, it would be like, pay me $3 million and I'll let you go wherever you want to in time. And that would just continue. It would immediately become on social media. It would just, there would be an economy behind it. It would be this whole separate economy that would be added into.
I mean, it would be an economy about it, but like the whole thing with also the branch timeline theory is also it brings into the dimensions, the first, second, third, fourth dimension, and how that plays into our existence of. Don't look at me like that. I don't know.
So, do you think that there, like, the whole NASA wormhole theory leads to a different dimension? Do you
I would
believe in
think
that?
so, yeah. Because you got to
You
think
enter a
about the
wormhole?
first, second, third dimension. Because every time it's like the stupid, but like we're in the first dimension, obviously. Like it's on our reality. This is whatever, and then we have the higher up, like our higher beings that are in the second dimension. Well, who checks on those in the second dimension, the third dimension, and that comes to what if those people are just from the future? It's time travel, but they're looking down on us, figuring out our whole sense, and it keeps adding on to each dimension and onwards and onwards and onwards like that. So like with the branch timeline, like that would make sense because those branches aren't just branches in a different timeline, they're going to different dimensions. They're like going up, and now those people have a whole different path where they could look down on our dimension. Kind of like the Deanverse.
Do you believe in aliens, Trevor?
I do believe in aliens. I believe that we are not the
What sort
only
of alien?
not like, you know, the stereotypical like
Big eyes.
Are you thinking
green,
like microorganism? Type
not even
things where there's just
microorganisms,
life
just
in general?
life in general like us has to exist somewhere.
It has to.
Somewhere. And the expanse, huge billion fucking galaxies out there. You're telling me we're the only fucking people that have
yeah.
technology like this and that are exploring space. Like, no, there's other things like us, and they probably look like us too. A little different to adapt with their environments, but the Goldilocks zone, which is, you know, the perfect little ring around the sun or whatever, like, that's the exact kind of environment that we're in. So they would look a lot like us, maybe just a little different because their air's different or their trees look a little different. But, like, I don't think we're ever going to experience aliens in our lifetime just because of the Big Bang and how everything kind of gets formed. I feel like all the aliens are kind of like at our exact same point. Like we're exploring space, we're going out there, but like we don't know. And the biggest thing is when you look at a planet and stuff, you're looking at it in the past because how
Yeah.
light reflects
Mhm.
off
Yeah.
of it and stuff like that. So that I know we have a lot of planets where that planet is, you know, completely habitable. It could be populated by people like us, but we'll never know because of smart people doing their smart things, figuring out space travel and whatever.
Mm.
That's like I think like thousands of years away from us. I don't think we're
Yeah.
anywhere close to that.
Can I be honest for a second with the this isn't about really aliens or anything, but about the whole like we know more about space than we do about the ocean.
Mm.
A lot about what we know about space is mostly theoretical.
Theories, yeah.
Yeah.
This is all like these aren't things that we know. These are just things that we assume that we know.
Mm.
So,
And some science can back
as
it up.
as a little bit of callback, like I truly do think that we've discovered more of our own planet than we have space.
Mhm.
Like to me, that just it makes more sense. We haven't been out there. We haven't been able to experience. Like we
The
can't go
farthest
to
we've gotten is a little past Pluto.
we can't go all the way out there
Is
and
it
be
really?
like this planet might be habitable because like we still don't know.
Fuck
There's
it. We
still
just
that,
looked through a telescope and we're
yeah,
like,
no,
yeah.
there's still that it may be habitable. It's like we still don't know. You're just
We
assuming
haven't
that
had
it should
people
be.
fly there and land on the surface of that planet
Yeah.
to
Stay.
clarify
Yeah.
and
And I-
stay
yeah.
and be
And
able
I-
to stay.
Yeah,
Well,
and this isn't me denying any sort of science behind it. This is just me saying, like, I don't think it's a true claim that we know more about space than we do the oceans.
What was that planet that NASA recently discovered that had water?
I believe it was a moon around, was it Jupiter or Neptune? I think it was one of the two, if I
I
remember.
thought it was
right.
Saturn.
I have no
Or
idea.
Saturn, not
Yeah,
Neptune. Yeah,
Saturn. I think
no,
it was
you're
Saturn.
Right, you're right. It was Saturn or Jupiter. A moon around Saturn or Jupiter. And it was
Okay.
like 70% water, but it was all like aquifers and stuff. Something along the
The
lines.
biggest
Huh.
thing is that Mars used to be a green planet as well.
Mhm.
I saw that, like not that
If-
you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Was it really?
So as
It was,
as,
yeah.
as
Huh.
yeah, so as far as we know and from what we can see from experiences that we have on our own planet, that's the other thing is we're comparing everything to Earth.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Which is the thing where they're two completely different things. You can change it so that everything kind of lines up and fits with Earth's standard of there used to be water here, there's not now. We can see the erosion, all this. It doesn't completely line up because we don't understand how the planets work and how everything, the environment behaves. So that's my kind of my big thing is you almost have to have some sort of firsthand experience. Again, I'm not knocking any of the science on this. Those people are a lot smarter than me. I'm sure there's thousands of people that'll be like, actually. But
I don't think so.
yeah. Oh, also, I truly do believe if time travel was possible, everybody would be dead in 3 hours. 100%. The whole planet's a wasteland. Everybody has their own
Yeah.
what they want to do when they go back in time, and that's just gonna fuck everything up.
Mhm.
So,
Not if
but
there's
I,
different timelines.
but I do think that there would be one timeline if time
Yeah,
travel
one
was
timeline.
possible.
I agree. I like the idea of
No,
that
yeah,
theory,
like-
Trevor, but
Yes,
I just,
no,
it's just so
100%.
hard to believe.
Interesting.
I
Yeah.
think there's
That
just
theory.
one constant timeline.
Yeah, and the other thing I was gonna say about time travel is if it was possible, if you were to go back in time and kill baby Hitler, or preferably adult Hitler, after he flunked out of school in Austria, or wasn't accepted into art school in Austria. I'm sorry, he didn't flunk out. He wasn't even fucking accepted. Also, have you guys seen his artwork?
Mm-mm.
It's crazy good.
Huh.
It's better than average, I'll say. I looked at it and I was like, that's actually kind of impressive. Like, it's a lot better than a normal person can do. I don't know why he would be declined, but obviously it happened.
Mm.
And can't really do that.
I'd go back in time and I'd be like, accept that guy. Let him.
I feel
let him
like
cook.
I feel
Let
like
him
that would be the acceptable thing to do in
Yeah.
that situation. But I feel like
There's still the ripple effect.
if we
was
were
for
to
me.
go back, and change something, how
No matter
how would
what-
we know that it happened?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't actually, like, if you go back and you kill Hitler, then you have like 80 something years of no knowledge about who he was.
Yeah.
So
It wouldn't be in the
It
history
wouldn't.
books.
it wouldn't be in the history books, so therefore the person who travels back in time wouldn't have been able to know about it. It just in general.
Nope. Because
No.
and that's where the multiple timelines is, because we would know about it, and then those people that were in that timeline would not know about it, but we would. That's how it would make sense. Is because how would we know? Hitler would just be gone, but because somebody had the time travel, got to go back in time and fuck with that. And you can come to the consensus where that's the only person that would know. Then that's the only person that would know.
I see what you're saying. But he would be dead. His life cannot. His life cannot continue.
His
in
life
any
would not
sort of
continue. But like
degree.
that
There
person that would go back
but
in
there,
time.
there wouldn't be any multiple timeline. He'd get back and they'd be like, "Hey guys, I killed Hitler," and they'd be like,
Who the
fuck you?
Who the fuck
What?
is that?
You'd
Yeah.
be like, who's Hitler? And you'd be
Yeah.
like, oh God.
Yeah, no, and it would. I don't think it would be a multiple timeline as much as it would be like a multi-experience
Yeah.
type thing.
I thought you were talking
Everyone-
about the guy that would go back in time to kill him wouldn't know. And I'm like, well, then why would he go back in time to kill him if he wouldn't know?
And that's the whole theory about why time
It's just
travel
a big
wouldn't
loophole.
be able to happen. Is because like you go back in time, you kill like that's basically like the whole fucking argument. Go back in time, you kill Hitler, but you don't know that Hitler existed, so you wouldn't be able to go back in time to kill him. And then you go back in time to kill Hitler, but then you don't know who he was because you killed him, so then you don't actually end up killing him. And it's just this big loop of like, it wouldn't work because of that.
That's fair.
That was what my original answer was going to be before Charlie said if it were possible.
Well, I think with that we should probably end this episode. I think
Very
I think
productive
we,
episode.
Yeah.
I think we overstayed our welcome this time around.
This was I will say this was much more less drunk.
Yeah.
It
was
wasn't
Very intellectual. You're getting
was.
intellectual conversation from a bunch of dumbasses.
Now
Yeah.
if we could
Yeah.
get that nice in between, that Goldilocks zone.
The Goldilocks zone.
If we
Something
get
I
that
said
nice in
makes sense.
between.
All right.
Yeah.
Any finishing thoughts, last words?
Well, because if time travel
All right.
You guys ever watch that one movie with the turkeys that go back?
they stop Thanksgiving, Owen Wilson is Reggie.
We have to go back in time to stop the first Thanksgiving from happening and save turkeys everywhere.
Any
that what it
finishing
is?
thoughts, live studio audience? Nothing? You don't want to say anything? You don't have any shout outs? Okay, Piss Pit signing out.
Chunky
Piss Pit-
Cheese 919 on Xbox.